Thank you so much again for joining us on another episode of Inspired by Miss Amber Red. Today I'm here with Sasha, myself, Maddie. I'm like, what's her name? And Sonia. Just kidding. Today we're going to be talking about eyeliner removal. I don't know why I've had so many fucking eyeliner removals in the last 2 weeks.
I know. I think I've seen more in the last week than I have,
in 4 years.
Yeah, my whole apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's wild. So we've had a couple different, I actually screenshotted some examples to drop in this episode. 2 in particular were very different cases. One of them, so actually, Tanya, is it a good idea for somebody to put white or camo on top of an eyeliner, say they messed up a spot or they made it too thick and it's healed or whatever, and now they're trying to cover it up?
Never, ever, never.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I guess we'll talk about that one first. So I don't know why this is a common story, but 16-year-olds, if you're out there and you're listening, don't get your eyeliner tattooed at 16. And don't let your grandma talk you into taking you to get your eyeliner tattooed at 16. I've heard that story 3 times.
Really?
I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
So anyways, they made one of her eyeliners thicker, and they made the other side a little bit thinner. So I have a side-by-side of each side, example I'm talking about. I should show you guys. But so we are working on removing both sides because she just hates it now at this point. She's probably just sick of seeing the unevenness on her face. And the white now looks yellow. So
that's a long time to be living with eyeliner.
Yeah, because she's probably 30 now. I mean, she was 16 when she got it done. And
that's
now
crazy.
The white, a lot of the time I also get scared trying to remove that type of stuff. So she probably thought I was crazy, but I kept asking her well, is there migration underneath there? Because if there is, and they put white on top of there, and that's what's hide. They did it to hide that, that migration could spread further. So she said there wasn't, though, and I looked at it really close, and I didn't see it either. She said in this particular case that they just made one side way too thick, and the other side was thinner, and then, she was still unhappy, so they added more to the other side, so now she's got all this white on top of this eyeliner, and what happens with white when it sits on top of black? It just looks cakey. It looks like it's floating,
yucky.
Right?
Yeah, yucky, mucky.
And it doesn't even look white.
No.
It looks...
No, as it ages,
like
it
yellow.
looks
Yellow, cakey stuff. Well, when we were removing it, there was a little piece of titanium. Were you in the studio that day?
No.
There was a little piece of titanium only one little piece that poked up out of the skin, and I was like, look, the white's coming out of the skin. But I mean, that doesn't happen all the time, but just a little bit started.
And it was
peeking
done
out.
with regular tattoo pigment too.
It
was that long ago. And
so that brings me to my next point. I'm like, why the fuck did they put it? Why camo that? Why put white pigment on top of that? If it's body ink, you literally could have lifted that out of there so easily if you didn't have that white caked on top, right?
I think in the tattoo community, if you make a oopsie or something, it's hydrogen peroxide or something will kind of lift it up in an instant urgency.
So instead, they put white on top of it.
Legit white ink.
Yes.
So how does that even make sense if it's camo? Because no one's really white as the ink. So,
I mean, I think they tried to probably match.
You think so?
They just she was a fifth
even
one.
A skin tone is going to be a lot of white.
A lot of white.
So,
and white's it has the largest particle size, so it's very close to the surface of the skin. If they wouldn't have put that on there, though, you could have gotten that black out probably in 1 to 2 sessions.
And can you not remove white with the laser? It doesn't see white?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Should you? I mean, you shouldn't really. Can you laser your eyes?
Oh,
they can laser eyes.
Yeah.
I've sent a couple because this has been reoccurring now.
Yeah.
I've sent a couple over to the laser, our Viva Vanish girl.
Shout out.
Shout out to her. And she sent them back to us for the saline.
Yeah.
She's the lasers, and she has a bunch of options. And she's she doesn't have the protective eye shield that she needs, and she said the laser won't recognize it. The particular laser she has won't recognize it.
To be honest, I've seen some videos, and they literally cover your eye.
I
don't know if it's metal. Yeah, it's metal, and it's a rod that sticks out. I'm like,
I know.
It's so scary too, because aside from, I think people use it to cover up an oopsie, I feel like a lot of Hispanic people do it.
It's like
It's like a culture thing.
It's called something. I just can't remember it now.
Because I see it all the time. Like it's like a white underneath and a white on top, and I see it a lot of like in Hispanic communities.
A lot of the times, though, they like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's aside from them trying to cover up an oopsie, like that's like the style.
Yeah, like a trend.
Yeah,
a trend that
like,
comes.
Yeah. Because I see it all the time, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, a lot of time I've had people ask me to refresh the white, and I'm like, I don't do the white, but I refresh the black, and they're happy. But, I mean, they like the white there, so I've refreshed the black along, like, and let the white just still stay where it's at. But just don't do that. Don't cover up a whoopsie with it, I guess, because it's much harder. Like now she's like, is it ever going to remove? And I think you were there. She kept pushing, and she's like, is it going to remove? How many sessions? I can't tell you that. Like it's got all this white caked on there. It may never come all the way out.
Yeah, and I can't tell you anything until after.
Yeah, so if you're doing removal, you got to be comfortable with telling them, like, you don't know. Yeah. It might not work. Like, and, we'll do our best, but I didn't do it to you. I'm sorry. But, and I'll try my best to get it out to help you because I want to help you, but there's just no way to say.
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
Yeah, removal is definitely, like, case by case. Like,
and especially
I don't know how you're gonna
white is involved. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway.
So you just did you go over the white, or did you leave it out, or did you just...
I went over all of it.
Thing?
Yeah, the second one that one had all that white. Mm-hmm. The second one that is coming to mind, that one didn't have white involved, but it had migrated over her entire eyelid.
Oh my gosh!
So imagine doing saline, like, so we use lift, but imagine using that, and the removal process already it feels like little razor blades, like stabbing you again and again and again, like and on your eyelid, like, so she wanted her whole eyeliner removed, but also the migrated part that was all over the eyelid. So that photo's fun. I'll drop that in here.
I think that's like the most atrocious procedure I've ever seen. Like out of everything,
the removal on the
eyeliner removal.
Yeah,
gnarly.
It's gnarly. Yeah.
Like even worse than like bloody lips.
Yeah.
Like
well,
I feel
and the problem with it when you go to remove it, it's like you have this eyeliner that's packed in there, and then the migrated part looks like a cloud. It's like this shadow effect, but you have to do different movements. You can't do, and it was massive. It was over her whole eyelid. So imagine how much longer.
I saw her leave.
And you're doing pointillism.
You have to do pointillism.
Yeah.
And imagine how much longer that's going to take. It's covered her whole eyelid now, so I have to pointillism that whole thing, 3 passes, and then I have to do
a saline soak
on top of it at the end. It's just a hot ass mess. I'm like, so if you guys are going to get your eyeliner tattooed, oh my god.
So whether it's migrated or not, do you still do pointillism?
If it's migrated, always pointillism. If it's not migrated, you can do circles. Yeah.
Over the eyelid too, or just like kind of like off if it was like a wing?
I kind of vary. It kind of depends, like, because sometimes the wings can be a little, like, the skin's thinner out there. So if it's a lot thinner, like, I mean, sometimes you look at them and you have cases where it looks like it could have been on the verge of migration. I would just do pointillism.
Keep it safe.
Keep it safe, because that skin's a lot thinner out there.
Oh gosh,
it's been a stressful week with eyeliner removals.
Seeing those eyeliner removals makes you want to just be like, nobody get your eyeliner tattooed ever.
Just
don't. Just do your research.
And I just do eyeliner all day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I also too, but I also tattoo eyeliner, but I'm just like, you know what? Just because you just never know. You just never know. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah. Just don't. There's always a risk in everything. No matter what, you could do everything right, and you could still have that risk. And that's like a lot of people are putting carbon on lids. They shouldn't be putting carbon black on lids like that, and they're not trained to not do that. So it's like, there's where your migration's coming from.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you go a little too deep and overwork the skin or have the wrong angle, bam, migration.
And quick too.
And quick.
It's so quick.
And sometimes immediately, and sometimes you don't see it until after it's healed. Which
That's
is
because of the carbon?
Wild, yes.
Yeah.
No. Not because of the carbon. It's because of one of the, either like your technique's off, or you're a little too deep, or you're working, maybe you're working wrong with that particular product, or, there's a lot
Carbon's
of
just
different...
easier, I think, it's just thinner. So it's smaller molecules, so it just like will...
Sand versus marbles.
Yeah.
There you go.
Carbon
I visually
is like
see
sand.
it.
Yeah. I'll put this in here, a little cheesy graphic.
Yeah. I hope so.
Marbles. That's your iron oxide. The carbon black is like your sand, so it moves
So I feel like Onyx,
easier.
we're like so lucky. Like it's like...
Oh yeah, Onyx.
Yeah.
They got another one. Ooh, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that. I just checking. They got another.
You heard it here first.
There's another black that's coming out that's supposed to... just kidding. It's supposed to be
There's
right
a new
up
rise.
there with Onyx, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But
So
now I got questions.
2.0
Like, in
is
comparison
coming.
to what? Like color or?
I'm very excited. I can't say details. She'll kill me.
All right, details to come.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure if they're not out, they're gonna be out probably by the time this episode comes out. So
Heck yeah.
So by our next episode, we
Yeah.
can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll give you guys.
So,
a
okay,
lowdown.
we know Onyx is our fave. Would you feel comfortable tattooing anything else?
I use
Like
black
any
diamond.
other color? Or like, I mean, like
Oh, like
color-wise or
colors.
like...
Well, maybe we might be working on something.
Oh.
We are?
Hee hee.
Ooh.
You guys wonder why I'm so busy.
I know. I've got ideas.
Like, what is she doing? She's at home playing with those puppies of hers.
Serious.
I wish I was. Anyways, yeah,
Ooh,
might be
nice.
some
Down a
color
rabbit
stuff
hole.
coming down the line.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it before?
Have I ever done a color?
Any
Not color eyeliner, no, because technically there's very few, especially that are vivids, that are safe to be used around the eye area.
Oh,
They have to be formulated, but everybody uses whatever the hell they want out there. So I'm like,
Could they
you know,
use
do
white
what
on the
you do what
eyes
you
too?
want.
Yeah.
Your insurance isn't gonna like you, and they won't cover you if something fucks up. So be careful. But anyways,
I've been
sorry.
seeing a lot of those browns lately, and like the healed browns, and I'm like, oh, they look so pretty.
Yeah,
but I'm
the
like,
browns.
long term wise,
Yeah.
What do they heal like long term?
They
Well,
can
from what I've
tend
seen,
to go pink and
or like orangey.
orangey.
Oh.
like salmon.
Not always, but same with black. Blacks can go to a soft gray too. So it's like you always have some movement in the skin. But
I'd rather it be gray than orange
Yeah.
or pink or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know. If I had like a brown wing eyeliner and it turned like reddish, like I feel like it'd be easier to cover up with like foundation or something.
Yeah.
Like conceal over like the
true.
grayish color.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that would just look kind of cloudy.
I think
Yeah.
long term,
But, yeah.
I guess it depends on the
That's
design.
like if it went there.
Because if it's a shadowed one, I think, I don't know. It depends on the design for me. If I would want it more brown, or if I'd want, or more orangey or more gray on eyeliner. Like if it's in the lash line, and I'm like, meh, whatever. Like I feel like gray looks good in the lash line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
You got to walk around with red eyeliner in your lash line.
Yeah.
You're gonna look a little crazy.
Yeah,
So
people are like, you have an eye infection?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of like a super fair, like maybe like albino-ish, like a person, like if that faded out like kind of like a reddish brown, I'm like that would look kind of cool.
Because it would play out their
Yeah.
yeah, it would. That
The skin
would.
a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe
that
it
would.
just depends on the person. I don't
Oh
know.
my
You pick and
gosh.
choose your battles.
True.
just make sure you find a good eyeliner artist that's been doing it a long time.
Oh man.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this interesting episode on eyeliner removal and migration. And Tanya, don't forget to
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Bye, guys.
Bye guys.
Bye.